Hey guys, so for today's video, I'm going to show you some of my old sketchbooks, starting from when I was about 13 years old all the way up till where I am now. And I thought it'd be a cool video just to see the progress going from just drawing a bunch of anime to where I am right now. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So this is the oldest sketchbook I could find. I think I threw away most of my older ones at this point. So there's not really a lot in here. This is just a little drawing of my cat, Milo, who's no longer with us, unfortunately. I still draw him a lot today, though. But most of this stuff, I think, is just random little tiny drawings. I drew really small in the beginning, like everyone does. And then I would also just take copy paper from our printer and then draw on that and shove it in a sketchbook instead of actually drawing in the sketchbook. I don't know why I did that, but anyway, that's all that was in here. Just a bunch of random little drawings. Around this time, I also found Mark Crilly. He was a huge part of me learning how to draw. I would sit there every week with my dad's laptop and my sketch pad, just trying to figure out how to draw characters. And he was my go-to. I would always follow his tutorials. I also had a few how to draw animal books that I would go through and try to figure out. And then I did, of course, get into anime. And some of this is when I was a little older. I think I was 15 or 16 when I was drawing these. And yeah, so I got really into drawing anime characters. And I think a lot of us get into it because it's very accessible. It's easy to learn, it's easy to pick up. And if you're just starting to draw people, you've never drawn people before, it's a good place to start. I have a lot of these horse drawings and this one random Spider-Man drawing. I never drew another Marvel character after that. Yeah, a lot of horse drawings. I liked horses. I still like horses, maybe not as much as before. But yeah, I had how to draw horse books. There's my cat Milo again, just looking out his favorite little window in her front door. So cute. And a random tree. I also drew a lot of trees. And that's all I have in here. I do have these two Mark Crilly tutorials for how to draw a wolf and how to draw a tiger. So yeah, these were really fun. Definitely recommend going and looking at some of his tutorials because he's really good at explaining and breaking things down. Okay, so this one is kind of embarrassing. I don't love everything that's in here, probably because most of it is just anime. It's also very random. I didn't enjoy drawing in this sketchbook just because of the way it folded. It was kind of heavy too, so yeah, just a lot of anime chibis and random anime sketches. And, the thing about anime is that we all start on it, like I said, because it's super accessible and super easy, but at the same time, all our work starts to look the exact same. We start drawing the exact same way for every character, and then our art starts to look like everyone else's art. And with that, you also stay at the same level. You're not really improving. You're getting to a point in anime that it just looks like everyone else's. Once you hit that point, you're kind of stuck there. And it's really hard to break some of those habits of drawing a character a certain way, but I do recommend trying to move past anime. I definitely struggled with breaking a lot of those habits. So this sketchbook is kind of messed up. This is kind of why I make my own sketchbooks now. I paid somewhere between $10 and $15 for this, and it's just a cheap wire-bound sketchbook that's going to mess itself up in a couple of uses. And I really didn't use it a lot because the paper, it gives me goosebumps when I touch it because of how soft the pages feel. They're just not pleasant to draw on. I tried to because obviously I paid money for this, so I tried to use it, but in the end, I didn't get very far. There's just a lot of little characters, just random little tiny drawings on the big pages. I didn't even bother to draw on the other side of the page. I was just really trying to use it up because I did not like this paper at all. As you can see, I did not use a lot of it. So this sketchbook has some more anime drawings, but I was trying to branch out. But like I said, some habits are really hard to break. But yeah, you've got Hero and Baymax. I think some of my characters I started to draw them without, eyes, or I would have their hair cover their eyes because I was trying to break that habit of anime eyes. And then there's just like a random hand every now and then because I was trying to improve on hands, like a lot of us artists still are trying to improve. Hair was a big thing. I really like drawing hair. I don't know what she's looking at. I did try to get into more dynamic poses and trying different angles just to get better at drawing people. This mermaid, I still really like this mermaid. It's pretty cool. I also really like drawing like girls with rain jackets and rain boots. More anime. And more anime. It was a comfort zone, obviously. I don't know what's going on with that pose. I think that's all that's in here. Okay, so this sketchbook was actually the one I had my freshman year in college and I think all the way through my sophomore year. So there's just like a bunch of assignments spread out through it and random character doodles. I drew a lot of like girls with swords, as you'll see, and I still do that today. If you go to my Instagram, you can see some of that. Random assignment. These were just drawings of, I like drawing girls who were dancing. Like I love movement. So I would like look at ballerinas or like animations of people dancing and draw that and try to capture the movement as much as possible. Here's another sword girl. Sword, shield, characters, random assignment. I think that's all that's in here. It's just, this assignment. So this was from my sophomore year where I took a 2D animation class, which was supposed to be more like a motion graphics class, and then the professor messed up something with his tutorials, turned it into a 2D animation for character animating, and he didn't really know how to do that. So it was a bad class. It was not a good class. We were basically learning 2D animation from YouTube at the end of it. So yeah, when your professor pulls up YouTube, just know that you should probably run away from that school, because that's not okay. This is the storyboard that I was going to do for the final of this class, 2D animated class. And I was just going to animate the storyboard, and it wasn't a lot. It was just a few frames that I'd already drawn out and just needed to add some movement to it. And he told me that I probably shouldn't do it because it was too complicated. He gave me every excuse under the sun not to pursue this. And I didn't because I listened to him because, I don't know, I was under the impression that he knew more than he actually did. So yeah, I just did like a very basic, like little dance animation for that class. Some stuff that's in here is just random paintings, drawings. That's my cat Milo again. So cute. And anime. Another sword girl, of course. And more anime. Random bear. And this drawing right here, it kind of makes me laugh a little because this drawing I did when I was 16 years old, before college. And this was actually the piece that got me my first illustration job out of college. And none of the work I did in college has actually gotten me any jobs. But it's funny that the work that I did before college, or just before coming to college, was actually more interesting to people. Crazy, right? I have some more characters. I was drawing girls with rain jackets and boots a lot. And around this time, I was kind of like working on my characters to make them look a little more unique stylistically, as opposed to like my anime phase. So there's a lot of like characters that aren't, like the face isn't shown, and then when it is shown, I was doing more of just like a black circle for the eyes, which I've stuck with since then. Oh, I hate this pose. This pose is so bad. I should do a video where I like do draw-overs of my old poses and make them better because they're really funny. Okay, so this is another sketchbook from college, and it's a really big one. It was one I used for just about every class that I had. So there's like random graphic design projects in here as well. And then like still life projects. Just every single class I needed to sketch something in, I tried to use this sketchbook, especially for the paper because it was really nice. It's a smooth kind of texture that was really nice to sketch with pencil and also do ink. And then there's like random stuff like this. Oh my gosh, what is that? It's like a unicorn, Pegasus, mermaid combination. It's kind of cute. Yeah, just a bunch of random stuff shoved in here. Just some foxes, some little patterns that I would doodle. Just random characters. I was using the live-action Beauty and the Beast movie poster to do this one. I did a Mulan version for an assignment. That was fun. I did a lot of Beauty and the Beast stuff. It kind of looks like my roommate. I wonder if I was channeling her when I drew that. Random notes from graphic design classes. And then this Merida painting just shoved in here. There's the Beauty and the Beast poster I was working from. And some more characters. This is from an assignment where we were supposed to like redo a book cover. And I turned the colored version of this one in for the assignment, but my professor didn't like that the red on the roses looked like blood, which I guess I kind of agree. But then I found out that he had never actually read or seen the movie of Alice in Wonderland. So I don't know, you guys tell me. If you saw that book with the red over the white roses, would you automatically think it was blood? Most likely, probably, yeah. I guess he was right. I just really like that cover. Rapunzel, and then a mermaid with a space helmet. I guess like a space mermaid I was experimenting with for some reason. Random graphic design projects again. And then a very detailed ink piece. I guess I was really trying to fill up the page. It's very detailed. So I think that's all I have in here. There's quite a few pages left of this sketchbook, which is fine. I'll just rip them out and use them to make new sketchbooks. That's kind of what I've been doing now. This sketchbook is annoying because of the cover. It feels so gross. I don't know what kind of material it is, but I do not like the way it feels. It looks gross too because like so much sticks to it. I don't know. It's not a great sketchbook. And on the inside, it's cute little corgis. But there are assignments in here that I really do not like because they were in college and I really wasn't doing a lot of the type of illustrations that I wanted to do when I was in this specific class. And the corgis here are not from that class. This is just me doodling for fun. But let me show you the assignment. It was this assignment. We were supposed to like illustrate a phobia of some kind, and I got like fear of the dark and fear of like time passing or something like that. And every time I tried to complete this assignment, my professor would always like pull back and be like, it's too narrative. It needs to be more abstract. Make it more abstract. Because he was trying to make me into an editorial illustrator, not a narrative illustrator. And I hated, this is the one he chose to go with for the final illustration. And after I got my grade, I literally found the nearest trash can and threw it away because I hated it that much. So yeah. And then this assignment here was supposed to be like the 7 deadly sins, but we were supposed to choose like a theme or something and then do 7 fully illustrated pieces in under a week, which was really difficult, but I made it, and on time I had all 7 paintings turned in, and then I get to class and he's like, do you guys want another week? I think you guys need another week. And then he just gave everyone who was behind on the project an extra week to work on theirs. And I felt so annoyed. So yeah. And this project here was a little more my tempo. I really liked doing this one. Basically, we were supposed to design artwork for like a deck of cards. And so we had Jack, Queen, King, Ace, Joker, etc. And we just designed the artwork for those cards and even made like physical cards, which I never got back. He kept those. I don't know why. I never received those back. Yeah, they were really cute. And that was the last project of that class, I think. There was another one, but it's not in here. And yeah, that's all I have for this annoying sketchbook. Now, this sketchbook is probably one of my favorites, and that's because it's my senior sketchbook, and this stuff in here is what I normally like to draw. It's a lot more narrative centered because it's from a class that I had to take my senior year, where we were basically allowed to choose our own projects and go our own course in illustration, which I don't understand why they wait until your senior year to let you do that. I think that's really strange that they kind of force you into all these other aspects of illustration and you don't actually get to do what you like doing until the end. So yeah, that's a little frustrating. But anyway, so majority of this stuff you're seeing in the sketchbook is from one project that I got to do where I found a folktale. It's basically about a girl who has to slay a dragon to save her village. That's as much detail as I'll give you about it. But it was really fun to get to design like what the environments looked like, what the people looked like for the story. So yeah, I really enjoyed this project so much. And if you want to see some more of it, it's actually a project that's on my website. If you want to check that out, it's linked in the description below. But yeah, I actually continued this project in a different class where I made it into a short graphic novel. But I kind of hated the way it came out. So I don't know. I always told myself I would try to redo it and tell the story again, but maybe that's something farther down in the future because I've got other things going on right now. And like I said, this project, I didn't like do like full illustrations for really. The assignment was just to design and sketch things and develop stuff. So it's not a fully complete project. But yeah, I do really want to go back to it one of these days. Here I designed her sword. Yeah, don't ask me what the Chinese symbols mean. I really don't remember. I did do research to make sure they were accurate, but yeah, I don't remember what they what they mean. And maybe they're not accurate. I don't know. I tried my best. So this project here was actually my very final senior project, and it was supposed to be visual development, art, and character design for a animation that I was, doing with a friend who was a 2D animator. It was his senior project as well, and we wanted to do this cute little 2D animation about an astronaut getting stranded on a planet and meeting these little aliens, something really simple and basic, because we both love 2D animation and we wanted to do something really great for our final project. However, somehow someone who was a 3D modeler got involved with the project and was now doing my job, which my job was to do the background art. And now this person was doing the background art in 3D models. So my job became more of like an art director type job. I wasn't doing any final artwork for the actual film, which was disappointing because that's what I wanted to do. So yeah, this is all from that short film, the visual development stuff I did, at least the sketches that I did. I did do some final colors for the 3D modeler to work from, but I don't actually have those anymore. So yeah, that was a disappointing final project. And then we graduated into a global pandemic, so that was just the, cherry on top of everything. This is from my first illustration job out of college. It's just a fancy arch and a map. And now we're in the part of the sketchbook that is from 2020 where I was out of college, just doing whatever I wanted in my sketchbook finally. No assignments, no projects with groups. It was just me. And a lot of these sketches you'll see are actually in preparation for Inktober of that year. So just me going through in September and trying to sketch out and prepare for doing the challenge, which I did not complete because, like I said, I had a job out of college doing illustration work, and that kind of became very time consuming, so I stopped a little early. This is me redesigning that character from that Chinese folktale that I worked on in college. I got a lot of comparisons to Mulan, so I was trying to like make her character design look a little different. And I like the way it came out. I still like the older version as well. I don't know. I'm kind of torn between the two. That's her fighting the dragon, kind of crossed between two pages for some reason. This is just a little girl riding a turtle. Really cute. This is actually what my profile picture is. It's me and my cat. Random illustrations here and there. I did just a lot of like random scenes that I was just trying to get back into drawing for myself and not for an assignment. And this character here, this little girl and this fox, are actually, the girl gets compared to Merida from Brave a lot because she has curly red hair. But yeah, it's just a cute little story about a girl who meets a magical fox. I want to elaborate a little more on it one day. You can see more of it on my Instagram and on my website if you're curious. We have Alice in Wonderland stuff that I was doing. I don't know what that's from. This is just some guy with a raccoon. His raccoon friend. There he is again, sleeping with his little raccoon friend. Just a random sketch again. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much all that's in here. I think a few pages of extra paper, which I just turn into new sketchbooks. That's kind of what I've been doing now. And that's what these are. These are my last two. And there's not a lot in this particular one. I was trying to fill out the other one first, but I kept going back and forth. So just some random leaves and stuff here and there. I was drawing hands. More hands. And then we have some fox sketches from that story I was working on. I actually did these while I was on jury duty. Okay, and then we have more of that character with the curly red hair. She doesn't have a name yet. I don't know why. I don't like naming things. I've never really been a fan of like naming my artwork or settling on a name for a character, especially so early on. Have some random duck sketches because why not? And these are just little doodles from a cafe that I was at. Just some people, plants, random cats as usual. More stuff from drawing in a cafe. Drawing a bunch of desserts. I think that's all that's in this sketchbook. Yeah. There's like random little things getting cut off because I ripped these out of my older sketchbooks. So yeah, I think that's all that's in here. So now we're moving on to the final sketchbook. This is the one that I sketch in more recently, I guess. And someone in my last video saw a preview of it and actually asked to see it walk through, so here you are. There's a lot of ink sketches. I actually like going in with just a pen and sketching rather than with a pencil. I mean, I still use pencil, obviously, as you see here. I just really like ink as a medium. Here I was drawing some clothing for my character. Oops. And now, at this point, these I was doing to kind of build up my Instagram. I was sketching like maybe 4 sketches a week and making reels to post on my Instagram. So if you want to see me sketch any of this stuff out, go to my reels page on my Instagram. My Instagram is linked in the description if you want to check them out. Here, I was trying to get better at drawing guys because I mostly draw women. They're just easier, more intuitive. This cute little character watering a garden. I have some koi fish. My cat Milo again, in a more cartoony version, I guess. I was trying to draw characters in a little more childlike way. I was doing I am still doing a Hansel and Gretel like children's book project, and that's what you're seeing here, some of the character designs. And I was going for a particular style, so I was just doodling, coming up with their character designs. And we have more cats and plants. And here I was trying to get this pose right of this girl pulling her sword out. Got more cats and plants. Here's the sketch for the Oh My Gouache sketchbook from my last video. Some doodles. And I think the rest is just random fruit. Just some pen and ink fruit that I was doing for a graphic design project. So yeah, that is all that I have in this book, and that's really all I have for my sketchbooks. Thank you guys so much for sticking around this entire video. I know it was a long one. If you watched it in parts, thanks. Any part of it that you watched, I appreciate it. And thanks for all the love with my last video. I did not expect it to get that many views or attention at all. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.